and Rich Patterson with Winding Pathways and Kelsey Spotts behind the camera for Hoover's Hatchery. And we're here today on a beautiful March day in Iowa, and we're talking about getting ready for new chicks. We've been looking at this brooder that Rich is getting set up here, but first let's take a look at what we actually do to get ready for new chicks. Because we got rid of the old ones, and Rich has done a lot of stuff to clean us up. So come on in.
We'll start right here now. We're in an unusual situation for us. Usually we have chickens continuously. So we have a double coop, and often we will reduce the flock but keep some of the older birds in one coop and then get chicks for the other. But because of the variety of circumstances, we got rid of all of our chickens a couple of months ago. So next month we have new chicks.
Right.
And this gives an opportunity to really deep clean the coop and get it all ready.
Okay, it's just like in your own house, spring cleaning. It's coming up. So we're getting ready for our chickens here.
So this is good for somebody who's never kept chicks before. You're brand new. You have to get some equipment, know what to do, or if you're in between like we are, getting ready for a new batch after the old chickens.
Okay, show us what you did in here, Rich.
Well, the first thing I did, I went in and I took all of the old litter out.
Yep.
I dug it way down.
That old junky stuff right there. Yep.
Here's what it looked like. Okay? And I got a lot of it, so I composted it. And by time I'm planting my spring plants, it'll be pretty well composted and I'll work it in the ground. So all of the old litter came out and new wood shavings went in.
Look at that beautiful stuff. Oh my gosh. And it's in both of the little coops there, isn't it?
Yep, both sides.
Cool.
So,
all right, so you dug all the junky stuff out, put a lot out there, you'll put some more out, and then we've got new litter here. So what else do you do to get ready for the new chicks?
I went upstairs up here in the attic and I got my dusty baby chick equipment out. Okay, so if you go to the store and you're getting a few chicks, you just need sort of simple, inexpensive feeders and waterers. But even if they're new from the store, get them good and clean. Good soapsy water, a little bit of bleach. And a feeder like this is just fine if you have 6 to maybe 15 chicks.
Okay, so small number of chicks, that's pretty good. Okay.
I have a bigger feeder that I sometimes use, and I just put that on the floor for babies, and then I raise it up as they grow.
All right, so the feed goes there, and then it falls out here so they can eat it. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
And then, of course, they need water. Chickens like to drink. So this one is fine for a small group of chickens. You can unscrew it, put your water in there, nice and clean. Make sure the water is clean. Screw this on. You carry it back into the coop and you put it.
Oh, I see. And there's a little hole right there so the water can dribble down and fill up here, and then pressure keeps it from spilling out, it looks like. Good. All right, that little bitty hole.
And chickens like to scratch, even babies like to scratch. And if this is sitting right on the litter, on the ground, it'll pretty soon get full of sawdust or anything, and they'll poop in it, and that's not good. So some spare lumber, just some little pieces of scrap wood is helpful. You put that down on the litter, and put especially the water up on there. Gets it a little bit higher. The chicks can still reach it to get a drink, but you don't get near as much debris. So some scrap lumber is always good.
Okay. So what else do you have to do to get ready? They've got food, water. They're in a brooder or in this area here, but little chicks need small areas, don't they? And they have to stay warm.
They do, and they need to be warm. And the rule of thumb is about the same temperature as human body.
Which is 98.6 approximately.
Close to 100 degrees when they are babies, and then drop down maybe 5 degrees a week until they're fairly well feathered. But this time of the year it's nice because it's cool now, but as those chicks are growing, the weather, the temperature is warming up.
Right.
So maybe they're in the brooder for a month to 6 weeks, and then they can move into a
Big
place where
areas
it's
like
cooler.
this. Yeah.
Say,
So, but what are these for right here?
you know, before we really show these heaters, lights, safety. Safety
Right.
is so important. Okay? And everything connected with brooding chicks artificially has a heat source,
Right.
whether it's an electric one or something else. Heat, and sawdust, heat, and cardboard, heat, and paper is a recipe for fire.
Sounds dangerous
Okay.
to me. So what do I do? I want my baby chicks, but I don't want to set my house on fire.
A couple of things. One is it's a very good idea to not brood the chicks right in the house, okay, for 2 reasons.
Not. Okay, so, but I don't have a barn like you do, so what do I do?
Let's give those 2 reasons.
All
One
right.
is fire, okay, and there's always the chance that
Right.
something, and you don't want that to set your house on fire, okay. The other is chicks could have salmonella.
Right.
So if they're brooded in a garage, or an outbuilding, somewhere where they're protected from predators and they're protected from the wind, but not right in the house is a good place for the brooder. Okay?
All right.
And then heat sources, probably the safest and the easiest is electric. Electric. So this is a specially made brooder lamp that I like, and I like it for a couple of reasons. One of which is there's a protection here. The chicks can't get at the hot bulb.
Put this over.
And it's got a hanger. And I hang this using a metal, either a chain or a metal wire, not rope. Because rope could burn. And this gets pretty warm up here.
Yeah.
So I like that. I keep this.
Come back closer, you talk. Yep. Metal up here. This gets hot, so use a metal hook. And here's the covering to keep away from the heat source.
And then I always, when chicks are really small and it's cool out, I have a secondary. I have 2 heat sources. So if at 2 in the morning the bulb burns out here,
Right.
the poor chicks don't freeze. So I have this one going. So I have 2 and not 1. This also, has a porcelain kind of a heat resistant socket, and I use wire to suspend that and keep it away from any cardboard, anything combustible.
Okay, good.
The height is important, and you want the height adjustable, and you look at the chicks. And if the chicks are too hot, they will be a long ways away from the pool of light.
All right.
Okay, so you can raise it up. If they're too cool, they're going to be right here huddled, trying to get one that might move down.
So you want to check the chicks several times a day. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes,
Okay.
and they'll need some fresh water, they'll need some food. You want to keep a couple of extra bulbs,
Right.
just in case. And in this day and age of LED bulbs,
I was going to ask about that. Everything is LED, so where do I find bulbs that will have the heat source I need?
LED bulbs don't work
Right.
because they don't hold as much heat. So you want the old-fashioned, energy inefficient, incandescent bulbs. And the farm stores where you buy the chicks will sell heat lamps.
Right.
And that's what that
Get
is.
that closer too.
This is just a plain old-fashioned incandescent.
All right. So a couple of these around. You don't want lots. You don't need them. But this kind of a bulb as well. Yeah.
Okay, so that is basically the equipment. It's important to have everything set up long before the chicks come.
All right. And
So-
why is that?
You want to make sure you have everything you need. You want to make sure that it's warm enough for them, that your things are working. It's time to get the brooder itself, so you have a good brooder. You don't want to bring those chicks home from the farm store and then start scrounging around for all the stuff you
Right.
need. You want to have it ready. You want to have it warm when those chicks come home, so it's all set to go.
All right. So you want to test it out just like anything. Make sure everything's ready to go, and it's actually going when the chicks come. So
Yes.
when they come home to your new home, yeah, they're going to be wandering around. Is there any kind of furniture that are the little chicks like to have, or just the basics here?
I call this chick furniture.
Okay. So we've got chick furniture here, but not play toys. They don't need play toys. Okay.
But there is one thing that many people don't think about, and it's important, and that is the family pet. And,
yes, safety, back to that.
A dog, a friendly, happy, non-violent, playful dog may become kind of jealous when you're playing. Dogs kill chickens.
And so do cats.
So, but, put the brooder in a place where the family pet cannot access it.
Okay.
Again, that might be in a garage or an outbuilding. But if the pet can access those chickens, you may lose some.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make anybody feel good, and it's certainly not good for those chicks.
Yep. So when do I want to be doing all this? It's March. It's really nice here right now, but it seems kind of early. We could have a big snowstorm. One of the biggest snowstorms was in, mid-April, decades ago. But when should I be getting these chicks?
Well, here's the rule. You can get chicks anytime. Okay? And
really?
A lot of times people will jump the gun a little bit. They want to get them going in February, but it's still cold outside. And I like to do it in April when it's starting to green up and warm up. But it's perfectly fine. You can get chicks from Hoovers in the summer. You can get them in the fall as well. So it doesn't have to be now.
You just have to have a good brooder, safe place for them, and mind the temperature.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And in the summer, you're not going to need as much heat.
Yeah. I was wondering about that.
It's actually a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But spring is the traditional time for starting babies.
So that's kind of an overview of getting the chicks and when to get them, what to do to get ready for them. And now you've got a tip of the month that goes into, you want to see the
We should talk
first?
about the brooder itself.
So let's take a look at that.
And I'll just run this outside so everybody can follow that.
Now this is a pretty amazing brooder here. Rich gets free wood from different pallet places, but I can't access something like this. So what could I use as a homeowner to breed my chickens?
We're lucky here in Cedar Rapids because there are a lot of factories that throw out pallets and crates. So I get this free, and it makes a great brooder that's wood and solid, and it's easy. And I can take it apart when I don't need it, and these hook together. So next month, when Kelsey is here, we'll be putting chicks in this brooder, but the brooder won't be here. It'll be in a building.
Okay, all right.
But this works for us, but most people can't get that.
All right.
But you can scrounge a good brooder.
But if I can't do that, what can I use for? I want something small-ish, it looks like. What do I use?
Depending on how many chicks you get. But a good brooder is a refrigerator cardboard box.
Ah, all right.
Okay? Cardboard box, so go to your appliance store. They often recycle them, but they'll give you one.
Right.
If you ask, get that well in advance. That works. If you have just a few chicks, you can use an old cooler or a bin.
Oh, yeah. All right. And then wash it out if you really want to use it later. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But again, whatever it is, cardboard is real flammable.
Right.
Okay. Plastic bins will melt. So make sure those lights are away from combustible surfaces. And usually you would suspend something over to make a flame. That might work.
Okay, we can probably show you that next month.
Next month.
Kelsey brings the chips here. We'll show how that all works together. Nice.
Yes.
Good.
So again, before the chicks arrive, maybe 2 weeks before,
Okay.
get your brooder ready, get your lights ready, get your water and feeder ready, get some feed ready.
Right.
Make sure everything works and that the temperature seems about right.
So you want a thermometer as well.
It's helpful. Or it should fall nice and pleasantly down to the level of the bed.
All right. All right. That's that overview of getting ready for chicks. What's our tip?
Well, here's the tip of the month, and we are lucky this year because right now we have no chickens. Normally, we would have chickens out here in the run, and it's March. So what I can do this year, I am frost run. I want lots of greenery on this picture. They need that, but it also attracts a lot of people. Chickens love eating them. So,
all right, now before Rich goes too far, in Iowa we've had almost no winter at all. So when we say frost seeding, generally we mean in the cold weather, when you have cold weather, you can do this kind of activity. So let's see what Rich has got cooked up here.
So I'm going to plant the seeds of plants that like to grow and sprout when it's cool, mostly April.
Yeah, let's just hold it out there so Kelsey can see it. Oh,
here is a mixture of clover, radish, turnip, and canola.
All right.
And I bought these. Many farm stores will sell this in bulk. Put the plastic bag under the hopper.
Right.
You can buy as much or a little as you want. You can buy it at places where hunters buy things for food plots.
Oh, all right.
It's often the same seed. So all of these will sprout when it's cool and we get a good spring rain. To help spread it evenly, I add some sand.
Right.
Moist sand. I'll put some of that in there. It's about enough. And I mix it up. And that just helps broadcasting it out here in the run. Then, once it's broadcast, here is some of the last week. And this is a mixture of old dried chicken manure and wood chips and all of that.
Wow, sounds like a good mixture.
I'll put down the seeds,
Right.
and then I will put a light, low coating of this on, and it helps keep them moist. So next month, when Kelsey's here, hopefully we'll see some green. Later on in the year, it should be very good. And then I do one other thing. At tomato planting time, or bean planting time, the frost is done, then I will plant buckwheat.
Let's look at that.
Buckwheat likes warm weather.
Right, they're kind of flattish, triangular seeds. Okay.
It's the same kind of buckwheat that put pancakes in.
All right, but don't the chickens go and eat that stuff?
You know, funny thing, chickens will not eat buckwheat plant.
Ah.
Right? They won't eat it.
But-
So it will stay green,
All right.
but insects love it. So in the summer, when this is in bloom, in late summer, you can find bugs out. And the chickens are right there, snatching the bugs. The bugs are full of
Protein, all kinds of yummy stuff. Yeah.
So if you manage your run well, chickens have a great time out there, but also the feed bill is lower.
That's always a good thing. Lower costs for us.
Lower cost. So early season, go radishes, canola,
Okay, good.
late season, buckwheat, also go grass. So here I am on cross.
And I'm seeing some little bits of green. You did some of that earlier, like last month. I see some really green things here. There we are. All right, so show us how you cross seed.
Here's an area that I
All right.
so I'm just going to broadcast this down. It's pretty easy. And I'm putting it around my ramadas where the chickens can go to the shade. Then I'm going to just sprinkle some. I have been in contact with the chicken.
All right, so,
So when I go into the house, I'm going to scrub up real well.
yep, exactly.
Whenever you're around chickens,
Yes.
scrub up.
Yes, and especially if they're in the brooder and the kids like to hold them, it's basically okay. Have your kids wash with water, soap, scrub, do that happy birthday song for 20, 25 seconds. You can see it's very dusty. All right. So, that wrap us up for the month?
Yes, so next month we're going to be moving in the babies.
Wait,
Hopefully we'll see some greenery here.
if we get rain.
feel safe around the chicks, but also how to enjoy them.
Yeah, they're just great fun, and we've got our neighbors down the way. The kids are now in college and in high school, and I remember when they would show pictures of them holding the little chicks. They've had chickens forever and ever. The kids collect the eggs. They then sell the eggs to the neighbors and such, so they get a little bit of college funding coming up there, and always scrubbing up the hands. So I think that's it for the month, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. And we're coming up to St. Patrick's Day, and wish you all a great spring. Thanks from Hooper's Hatchery and Winding Pathways.